10 seconds. Stand by. And here we go. We kick off individual event number 3 for the men. And now we're going to take a look at the lane assignments. In this heat number 1, on lane 1, representing CrossFit Wrocław, Piotr Brzezinski. From Train Blue CrossFit on lane 2, David Strupek. Lane 3 from CrossFit 82, Arminas Palavicius. Lane 4, representing CrossFit Holistic, Marcus Eriksson. Lane 5 from CrossFit North Zone, Alex Kotolas. Representing Primal CrossFit Athens, Lane 6, Lefteris Theophanidis. Lane 7 from CrossFit LB, Yorgos Karavis. On lane 8 from CrossFit Dogfield, Piotr Mielzarek. And on lane 9 from Mad Hall CrossFit, Dimitris Fotu. And now these athletes are already done with their first set of 9 muscle ups, and now they're advancing through this handstand walk obstacle course. You see that red line next to the rig, that will be the starting point for the athletes, and they must start with their hands behind the line. And as soon as they are across that yellow line between the obstacles, they're cleared for that obstacle, and then they can take a rest if they want to. They can also, of course, continue going. But if they come down after the yellow line, they only need to go back behind it to continue their event. As these athletes are working through these single leg squats, we can take a quick look at the standard of the movement. As they start, they must have one leg off the ground, and the support leg must be extended. Also, their hips needs to be extended. Lowering down, the hip crease needs to go below their knee, and then they must come back up to full extension before switching the leg. If they get a no rep on a particular leg, they must repeat the rep on that side before moving on to the next side. And now we've got some gentlemen already moving back towards the rig, as Alex Kotolas on lane 5 is already on his second set of muscle ups. He needs to get 9 done here. And for that muscle up to count, the athlete must start from a full hang. They must get themselves up and over the rings through a portion of a dip, and then extend fully on top of the rings before coming down.
And on this event, no reps on the one-legged squats will be costly, because if you get a no rep lot, you will be doing a lot of reps, as we're doing clearly over 100 one-legged squats in this event alone.
And lane 5, Alex Kotolas already coming back over those obstacles. He's cleared his first one, and now he's starting on that second obstacle on his second round. Alex Cotola's lane 5, the first male athlete, back onto those single leg squats. On this round, he needs to get 45 reps done, and he will advance after each set of 15.
And with a time cap of 13 minutes, this event is grueling. You have to be fast, and there is no time for errors.
Lane 6, Lefteris Theopanidis is the second man back on those one-leg squats. So lanes 5 and 6 right now leading the way here in this heat 1. Alex Cotola is done with his one-leg squats, and he is going to start going back to the rig over those obstacles. And Alex is making this look pretty easy here. One obstacle down already, one more to go, and then he can begin his final round. We're coming up on 7 minutes here in this event number 3, heat 1 for the men, with a 13-minute time cap.
This is the first time we have seen this obstacle at the regional or at the game level. And as you can see, for a lot of these athletes, the obstacle is extremely hard.
This specific piece of equipment has not really been available here in Europe for these athletes, so a lot of these athletes have had to make their own handstand walk obstacles. So we've seen a lot of different ways of making that happen so they can practice this, but it's always still different here when we come to the actual venue. And Alex Cotola's lane 5 is done with his last set of muscle ups, and he's handstand walking his way back towards the end of the field now. One more obstacle for him to go, and then 54 single leg squats. He might be the first male athlete here to finish this. And here comes Alex. He has 54 squats to do. He still has plenty of time left, over 4 minutes. Lefteris Theopanidis, lane 6, holding on to that second place here in the heat. He's on the rings for his last set of muscle ups, and he's done as he moves forward to begin his handstand walk for the final time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start warming up those vocal cords. Put your hands together and help these athletes out, please.
And your current number 3 in this first heat on lane 2, David Strupek, is starting his last set of 9 muscle-ups, whilst Alex Kotolas is all alone in the front and ready to crush this event right now.
Alex Kotolas finishing the work here. A few more reps to go. Lane 5, he's going to be the first man to finish. 10:28 unofficially. And he destroys this heat number 1 here. Lane 6, Lefteris Theophanidis, working on his last 54 single leg squats. In this last set of 54, the athletes will always advance after 9 repetitions. So 9 reps at each one of these segments here on the floor, and then they will move that chest piece with them forward.
And we have a little bit less than 90 seconds left on this event 1. And as always, every rep counts. Every rep counts, ladies and gentlemen. So put your hands up as we have 1 minute left on this event. Come on!
Lefteris had a little miscommunication there. He thought he was already done, but he still has 2 more segments to clear here on the floor. 45 seconds to go until the time cap. And lane 6, Lefteris Theophanidis, now in his last set of 9. 20 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make some noise again for these athletes. We can bring them home in style. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1. And here we go. That does it for heat number 1. Individual event 3 male side competition, and Alex Kotolas takes the heat here with 10:29. That is probably a pretty good time here, so those 3 heats afterwards are gonna have to work real hard to beat that. 10 seconds. Stand by.
And that's it. We get the second heat underway for this individual male event number 4. And this year we've already had an event, yesterday's Linda, when a lot of these male athletes did not finish under the time cap. And as we saw with the first heat already, it's gonna be tough to finish this workout. Things to definitely look at here, of course, are those handstand walks, but also how will the men split up those muscle ups? Will they go unbroken, or will they split them up in 2 or 3 sets? And that is right, ladies and gentlemen. Lane 10, James St. Leger and William Kane on lane 2 both got through pretty easy from that first obstacle course. But right next to them on lane 8, Casper Gammelmark
These 10 athletes here in this heat 2 are placed from 21st to 30th after 1 day of competition. So they're gonna try and push themselves into that top 20 for Sunday's competition day. And if you're just now joining us, this is individual event number 3, 3 rounds of muscle ups, handstand walks, over obstacles, and single leg squats.
And this heat on event 2 is really even. Already 9 male athletes have finished their first obstacle course, are on their one-legged squats. And
it's going to be Will Kane first, moving that chest piece forward and now starting his way back towards the reg. James St. Ledger on lane 10 also starting to work his way back towards the rig over the obstacles as Will Kane is on that second obstacle right now, trying to clear it to start his second round.
And that does it. William Kane goes unbroken on that obstacle course, making sure work of those obstacles.
These 9 muscle ups at the beginning of each round is no problem for these athletes. Most of them are probably going to do each round unbroken. But that definitely is going to fatigue the shoulder area of these athletes. It's going to be harder to do the handstand walk. Three men on the rig right now. Bart Lipke, lane 9, Kasper Gammelmark, lane 8, and Will Kane on lane 2, working on those second round of muscle ups. .10:29 and unofficially was the time to beat by Alex Kotolas in that previous heat. 10:29, that's what these athletes are shooting for. We're 4 minutes in.
Yesterday's event number 2, Linda tested these male athletes' strength, but this event number 3 is pure skill. The muscle up, the handstand walk, and the pistol is pure skill in the gymnastics movements.
Every year the level of athletes at the regional level rises, but at the same time, the CrossFit Games organization is trying to challenge the athletes. And like we already mentioned, these obstacles is the first time that we have these obstacles with a handstand walk. Not even at the games there has been the same sort of obstacles in use, so this is completely new for this season of the CrossFit Games. So Will Kane, lane 2, leading the way, but Kasper Gammelmark, lane 8, is also on his second set of those single leg squats. On this round, they have to perform 45 reps. They will do 15 at each station, or at each one of those marked spots on the floor, and then advance. Will Kane, less than 15 to go on this round. Kasper Gammelmark, lane 8, also 15 left.
And Will Kane has done it. He's gone through 45 one-legged squats and is back on his handstand walk.
Will Kane done with his second round. Kasper Gammermark, lane 8, also moving back towards the rig. For the final time, he has one more obstacle to clear here before he can move on to that last set of 9 muscle-ups.
And coming up on 3rd and 4th and 5th right now. Lanes 4, Dirk Wunderlich. Lane 6, Bronislav Olenkovic. And lane 9, Bartek Lipka, all fighting for that 3rd spot.
Will Kane is done with his last set of muscle-ups, and he has the obstacle course to clear before his last 54 single-leg squats. 8:15 on the clock right now, 13-minute time cap, and the time to beat was 10 minutes, 29 seconds. Lane 8, Kasper Gammermark, also done with his muscle-ups, and he's gonna start heading back towards the end of the field here. Lane 2, Will Kane, done with his last handstand walk. Now he has 54 reps to go. He will advance that chest piece after every set of 9 here on the floor, as Kasper Gammermark, lane 8, is going to clear his last obstacle here as well.
And Kane's pistol squats look really good and really fast. He's still got a little over a minute to go to beat Alex Kotolis' time of 10:29 unofficially.
Will Kane making short work of these single leg squats here on lane 2. He has 3 more sets to do as we're closing that 10-minute mark here. Will still has about 30 seconds to go before that time to beat. Kasper Gammermark also working fast here on lane 8. Long shorts, no shirt on, and Will Kane in all black, red shoes on lane 2 is about to move to his last set right here.
Put your hands together for these athletes, people, come on!
Lane 2, Will Kane, almost ready to finish here, and he does so, 10:26 unofficially. Looks like he set the new time to beat. We're gonna have to go and double check that, of course, but it looks like he got it, 10:26. Kasper Gammermark on his last set on lane 8. He's about to finish here in event number 3 at 11 minutes. Still plenty of time left here for these athletes. We've got 3 more 2 more athletes working on those last 54 reps. Lane 6, Bronislav Olenkovic and Bart Lipka on lane 9. Lane 6, Bronislav Olenkovic has 2 more sets to do. Bart Lipka also 2 more sets on lane 9. And Bronislav Olenkovic, center of the field in the green shirt, on his last set as we have less than a minute to go, 55 seconds until the time cap. And Bronislav gets across the line with a little dab right there. Bart Lipka, lane 9. Almost ready to finish here as well. 2 more to go for Bart. His last one, and he gets across the line.
And right now we have 20 seconds to go and every rep counts. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Make some noise.
Let's bring these athletes home in style again. 10 more seconds to go. Every rep counts. They need your help, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that noise coming.
Come on.
5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Second heat done. 2 more to go.
Welcome back for heat number 3 of 4 in men's individual event 3 of 6. It's officially day number 2 for the individuals, and this has been a very, very unexpected regional when it comes to the men's competition here for the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games Europe Regional, and the first test here on the second day is right here.
So event number 3 is 3 rounds of 9 muscle-ups, a handstand walk, 36 single leg squats on the first round, 45 on the second, 54 on the third, and the athletes will finish off with a handstand walk in every single round. The time cap is 13 minutes.
The men in this heat are sitting 11th to 20th in the point standings after 1 day, but nobody here is more than 60 points outside of those 5 qualifying spots, and there is one noticeable name on this list, and that is Bjorkman Carl Gudmundsson, who will be in lane number 9. And it is a very unfamiliar position for Gudmundsson to be outside the top 5, let alone the top 10, let alone being in heat number 3 of 4. But if he wants to move up, and anybody else wants to do the same, what do they need to do here in event number 3?
Well, there are a couple of things that I think would serve the athletes well to think about as they progress through this event. The first one is to control the handstand walk. Don't try to force your way through. You are going to lose balance. You are going to have to go back and do it again, and there is enough challenge of your shoulders on the muscle-ups, so don't do that. You're also going to lose a lot of time. The other thing is pacing the pistols, making sure you hit that bottom position, making sure you stand all the way up. Once again, to avoid a no rep from the judges, you need to kind of get the pace going, good reps all the way. Last one is hurry up and rest. Now, obviously, this is a 9-minute event, which means it's fast, so you need to be fast and concise on the different movements, but you also need to rest, compose yourself a little bit in between. It will serve you well for the last round.
Close race on lanes 8 through 10, where it's Mitchell Adams out in front after the first obstacle walk, Bjorkman Carl Gudmundsson in second, and Joshua Bichtrup in lane number 10 on the very top of the screen in third, but most of the field working on that first set of single leg squats. Now, one person we have been talking about, and with obvious reason, is Bjorkman Carl Gudmundsson. This is an unfamiliar spot, sitting in 19th. He's only had one finish outside the top 10 in any event in the past couple of years coming into today. But this event has some significance for him.
Well, it sure does. I mean, first of all, he had a slight injury when he tried it out, and this is what he's working around. Also, this is one of the things that we know that Björkman is classically really good at. The gymnastics and the muscle up's never going to be a problem for him. He showed prowess in his handstand walk before, but he's had some ankle injury or ankle mobility issues in the past. He's had some challenges with his knees, and so the pistols are where he's going to have to really maintain his focus to make sure to be able to go through.
Gudmundsson tweaking his knee. A scan did show that there was no major damage, but he is not 100%. And that's something that he admitted, as he told us, quote, "I'm not at my 100%, and I might not win the region like in past years, but I'm definitely going to make it to Madison." He's 19th entering day number 2, 58 points behind the top 5, and that is a bold statement. But if there's anybody here in this regional that can make that jump, money is on that man, Björkman Carl Gudmundsson.
Let's put it this way, it's not bragging if you can back it up. And if there's a gentleman out there who can do that, Björkman is that guy. He's not just a very capable athlete, but his mind game has shown year after year after year to be incredibly strong. He stays in his lane, doesn't get phased, and is not over until until the last buzzer, so to speak.
Now he is not out in front here in this heat, as that is Mitchell Adams, who you just saw walk away from the rings. He was through the first round of the single leg squats at the 2-minute mark. Gudmundsson through at 2:05. As here in lane number 7, another one of the leaders, Aldous Penix. Not going to go unbroken this time for Mitchell Adams, as he did on the first round, as did Gudmundsson, as Adams this time will break it up before heading to the incline and then the downward stair step.
And Adams doing a great job here of what we talked about before, hurry up and rest. So go fast across the obstacle, rest a second or compose yourself in the transition, and then go again.
This is a quick pace. The current event leader, William Kane, who finished at 10 minutes 26 seconds, got through this segment of the single leg squats, the 45 of them, at 6 minutes and 19 seconds. So this pace is much quicker than that one to this point, as Adams is already through 15 of the 45. That's when they'll advance the chest piece here in this round. On the final round, they'll advance it every 9 reps.
And Adams doing a great job of maintaining that pace on his pistols, also making sure that he stands all the way up so there's really no interpretation, no room for interpretation for judges. It's a really smart thing to do.
And you could see the pacing difference here, and I'm gonna assume that, especially on the descent, with Kane going so much faster on that descent, Gudmundsson going a little bit slower, I'm gonna assume that's Gudmundsson trying to protect that knee, perhaps?
Oh, I think it is. I think it is. It's going to be a little bit tougher for Gudmundsson when he can't just drop into the bottom and then explode out. But I'm just happy to see Björkman moving the way he is. We were wondering yesterday after his outing in Event 1 and Event 2, what was up, what was going on. It seems that he's found his stride again. I mean, he's doing really good. Mitchell Adams is putting on a clinic right here, but what we're seeing from Björkman, still very good stuff.
So I mentioned before that the pace at the 45 single leg squat mark was 6:19. 4:55 for Mitchell Adams, about a minute 25 seconds quicker. Gudmundsson in at 5:15 to complete the second portion of the single leg squats.
I really like what I'm seeing with these guys, composing themselves in the transition, using that as a little bit of a rest to make sure that everything is the way it should be, get the breathing under control, and then going.
This could be big if Gudmundsson's able to complete both portions of the obstacle walk, as you see Adams looking at Gudmundsson, who does complete both of them back-to-back without stopping. Adams had his eye on Björkman and almost kind of picked up the pace there with that little bit of an uh-oh, here he comes kind of pace.
I would too. If I was competing and I managed to get ahead of Björkman, I would sure try to pick it up as well. He is relentless. Björkman is a machine. The way he operates, I think the last time I saw anything like that was when I watched the Terminator movies.
Now, well behind these two who are out in front, in third place in lane number 4 is Victor Langsved. He is a good 45, 50 seconds off the pace. So that is why we're keeping our eyes on these two, as they are well out in front. And this might be enough if the handstand walk doesn't happen like that for Mitchell Adams, who just came down for the first time, unable to complete an obstacle. He's going to need to keep within reason. He's obviously faster on the single leg squats with the heaviest set of them coming up. but he can't let Bjorkman catch him or get too far ahead. He does collect himself, get both hands past that yellow line, and he's at the halfway point.
But look at the composure from Bjorkman right here. Staying right on point all the way, not losing balance at all.
And he's going to go for it once again. And Bjorkman, Carl Gudmundsson hitting the staircase and able to get there. He'll have a small lead, but the question is that small 1 second lead going to be enough to hold off Adams, who gets a no rep, probably trying to go a little too quick. He might be caught up in the moment.
I think he definitely is, and Bjorkman isn't going slow. He's actually increasing his pace on these compared to the first ones.
Might have a feel of Bjorkman trying to say, you know what, I'm going to put up with the pain here at this point. 54 single leg squats. Look at the pace of Mitchell Adams here on the second set of 9.
Wow.
Bjorkman fast, Adams lightning fast. I don't think many people can do air squats regularly that quick.
It is incredible, and he's still maintaining good form. There you see the comparison between the two. Bjorkman isn't going slow in any way, shape, or form. It's just Mitchell Adams is on fire.
Time to beat, 10:26. So long to that time based on what we're seeing, as Mitchell Adams has 18 reps remaining.
I don't think you could have tailored an event any better for Mitchell Adams right now.
This is the 5th regional appearance for Adams. He's never finished in the top 15. He has one event win though. He might have a shot at a second. As we're at the 8.5-minute mark, and just past that, Mitchell Adams, the 26-year-old out of CrossFit Wolverhampton, takes the lead with 1 heat remaining. 8 minutes, 34 seconds. Bjorkman, Carl Gudmundsson doing exactly what he needs to do, in at 8:42.
And I think it's the first time all weekend we've seen a smile from Bjorkman. I think this is a sign that Bjorkman is back. Man on a mission.
Talking about the position he was in off air, and it almost feels like he just needs to crank out top 3 after top 3. He cannot make a mistake at this point. That was about as perfect as it could go for Bjorkman. He just happened to run in to somebody that just somehow was faster.
Mitchell Adams just made short work of these pistols, and that's where he got it. In your picture right now, you see Victor Långsved. Now, Victor Långsved is also within striking distance, trying to make a big move today. If you get a chance, feast your eyes on his t-shirt. It says, "I love Otto." Otto is his dog. How can you not like a guy who shows up at regionals with a t-shirt, you know, celebrating his dog? I've met Otto. Otto is awesome, by the way.
Långsved with 18 reps remaining. Behind him in lane number 6 in the camo shorts and shirt will be Lazar Dukic, and Aldis Upenix 1 lane above him in the red shorts.
And Victor Långsved is finishing up his reps right here. In the background, you see Dukic, and Dukic is cycling through these pistols very fast as well. He's not a small dude. I've stood next to him, and he's a pretty big man.
Långsved, this will be about 1.5 minutes behind the heat winners, but it'll still be good for 3rd overall in the event with 1 heat remaining, as the prior time to beat has just now come at 10:26. So times from prior heats will start being a factor. Lazar Dukic, the 2-time fittest man in Serbia, will cross the line right about 10:37. And our next finisher will be Aldis Upenix.
Same thing there, doing a great job of staying over that knee, the support that he's supporting on.
10:52, the unofficial time for Aldis. As we have 2 minutes until the 13-minute time cap. We've only seen, if my count's correct, 6 of 20 athletes in the first 2 heats able to beat the time cap, and we're already about there. Here in this heat alone with 5 finishers. Henat Malkovsky in lane number 5, here he is. He's the closest one to being completed with 18 reps remaining.
You see him utilizing a slightly different technique, so he grabs his foot. It's just to make sure that it doesn't slide off the ground and he has to redo that repetition. I think it's pretty smart. If you're having any doubts, then that's a smart way of going.
Smalkowski looking to put the finishing touches. Meanwhile, a race for 7th, 8th, and 9th on the floor. On the left, we have Klaus Uberhoy. On the right side of that left box, we have Jack Kornthwaite, who has taken a slight lead. And on the opposite end of the floor, we have Joshua Wistrup in lane number 10. They're all within about 5 reps of each other as Smalkowski wraps up 6th unofficially in the heat.
And I think Ugahoy is just a little bit ahead of Wichtrup and Kornthwaite. And as
he forgot the chest piece.
Forgot the last reps.
Forward, and he forgot about 9 reps. And that might cost him, as this has been a close one. Ugahoy might take advantage as we're in the final 30 seconds. Don't count out Wistrup on the top of the screen. Give the spot to Ugahoy. Wistrup second out of this group of 3, and Kornthwaite will wind up falling down to 9th here in the heat, as we have about 10 seconds left, and that leaves one athlete all by himself in lane number 1 for the final few seconds, and that's Alexander Ilyin, who is still working on the muscle-ups in round number 3 as the time has expired.
What an epic battle right here. I've got to tell you, it was a clinic by Mitchell Adams. Björkman pushed Mitchell Adams to do the best he possibly could, and there was a good indication of the speed that Björkman needed to keep on if he wanted to do good in this event. I think they both benefited from being right next to each other.
Now, we don't have the official times, as we had an error with the chips. They were staying so close to the finish line that it accidentally caught the timer, but unofficially about 8:35 the time for your new event leader, Mitchell Adams.
And so they started out pretty much mimicking each other, really, really close. I think the big deciding factor was that Mitchell took a little bit of a breather in the handstand walk. Björkman went unbroken, but once we got to the pistol, it was all about Mitchell Adams and cycling through these pistols incredibly fast. As you said, I'm not sure if some people can do air squats as fast as he did.
And it was fast enough to hold off BKG. It's Mitchell Adams standing by with Nikki Brazier.
You know, the guys were saying on the broadcast, I think that there's a lot of people who can't do air squats as fast as you can do pistols. Did you know that that was a strength of yours going into this event?
Yeah, I did, yeah. Takes me a while to warm up my pistol squat, but when I get it going, I can sort of bounce and yo-yo up and down quite quick.
Now, when you've got Björkman on your left, and you know you need to pass him in order to get that event win or that heat win, what do you have to do? How does it change your plan to get to the finish?
To catch Björkman? Well, I thought I'm a little bit shorter, so I thought I'd be faster on the pistols anyway. So I weren't too worried. And it was a big set of pistols as well, 54, so I literally just went as fast as I could.
It worked.
It was 54 pistols for time at that point.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
And we go directly into our final heat of men's event number 3, and they've got their work cut out for them to catch that new top time, 8 minutes, 35 seconds.
What a blistering pace that is. It hasn't sunk in that you can actually do this event that fast for me yet.
So just to recap for those just joining us, this event, 3 rounds of 9 muscle-ups, single leg squats. The first round 36, second round 45, third round 54. In between each of those movements, they'll have the handstand walk obstacle course with the 13-minute time cap. And that obstacle course has kind of bitten a few of these athletes the first time, and that includes Adrian Mundweiler, and that's now twice, and this is a little unexpected.
It is. This is something that we thought he'd be really comfortable with, but we have seen athletes struggling on the way up the stairs. The incline, not so much of a problem.
I thought that was a little aggressive going for that with that struggle the first time up.
It was very bold. Now, if it works, it works. But you want to make sure to be safe and secure in the first round, not get yourself in any kind of trouble, and then start increasing as you go.
So out in front, on the center of the screen, red and black shorts, this man, I don't know what he can't do at this point. Roman Krennikov, you look at how he's built and you kind of think, all right, high skill, maybe this one won't be the event, and here he is out in front through the first 18 of 36 single leg squats.
I'm not sure if he really knows what he can't do. the thing is that it's not just that he can do it, he does it really well. He's very well balanced. You see him just touching his toe when the leg starts dropping a little bit. He's staying well balanced. This is exactly what he needs, and I'm impressed with his pacing as well. It's not incredibly fast yet, but it's very consistent, and consistency kills.
And he'll move that chest piece into the next segment of the floor because round number 1 is complete, barring this one handstand walk on the way back. Meanwhile, in lane number 1, if there's somebody that might play a spoiler role in this points race here in this event and make a charge up the leaderboard himself, could be Kevin Winkins, somebody that is very good at movements like this.
He is, and he's looking to set himself up for success, but he needs to be just pace himself in the early rounds, and now we see him struggling a little bit on the handstand walk. So, you know, I just want to see these athletes go out here, pace themselves on the handstand walk. I want to see him balanced and doing well on the pistols, and then I want to see him hurry up, recover in between the movements, and then go faster.
Left side of the screen, that's a no rep for Lucas Hogberg, who is second place in the point standings. Behind this man, Roman Krennikov leads the way by 18 points over Hogberg. Adrian Mundweiler in third, Sigurdur Thrusterson and Andre Hanen in fourth and fifth. But they are just a few points ahead of several athletes, including P.D. Savage, Marcus Schmidt, Frederick Agidius, all within 18 points of that number 5 spot. And you always have BKG lurking in the woods there, as in similar fashion, think about a year ago. Ben Smith 19th in the Atlantic Regional after day 1. BKG 19th. Similarly, Ben Smith won the first event on day 2. BKG sitting in second.
And it's an interesting technique or an interesting strategy here by Lucas Hogberg, who you just saw on your screen. He's breaking up his muscle ups. I'm pretty sure he's doing that because he wants to make sure that he's got the shoulder strength to correct the handstand walk if needed.
Wow, great control to save that one. Get both hands across that yellow line, and Krennikov good to go on the second half of the handstand obstacle walk. We're at the 4-minute mark.
And Roman is he's just on a tear.
He's flying, but that's compared to this heat. They are behind the pace of Mitchell Adams and Bjorkman Carl Gudmundsson from one heat ago.
And it seems to be the stairs, starting with the stairs, moving up the stairs. I think a lot of athletes have been training this at home, but what they've been doing is walking up the incline and down the stairs, not up the stairs and down.
Second place now belongs to Frederick Agidius on the right side of the screen, as he wasn't even in the top 5 coming out of round number 1, and here he is sitting in second. Adrian Mundweiler now in third.
And you know, you can never count out Frederick Agidius. We talked about it yesterday. He's just that guy that may fly a little bit under the radar, and then he makes his move. And everybody gets surprised. But he's got all the skills that he needs to be able to give Roman a match for his in this event.
He's actually pulled within a few reps. And Krennikov actually making a mistake really for the first time all weekend, as he still had 15 reps remaining, and he moved the chest piece into that spot, thought he was done, walked away for a little bit, had to come back, and that's actually going to cut a couple of reps out of that lead interval between he and Agidius in second at the top of the screen, Mundweiler in third, and lane number 4, the lower blue lane on the screen, and Kevin Winkins in fourth with Lucas Hogberg in fifth.
And Frederick well aware of the fact that on the last one he's got 54 one-legged squats. And so if he can keep that pace up and not get too far behind Roman, he may be able to make the move right there.
Composure by Krennikov after that small misstep early on, collects himself, gets back over that. Meanwhile, off camera, Agidius having to take a couple shots at this upward staircase. Agidius on the right, Krennikov on the left.
And Krennikov looking very, very confident indeed.
Speaking of confidence, Agidius trying to take both parts of this obstacle walk in one shot. He'll get there, Gonna throw out the question with how much has he paused on there. Was that a little too bold, with not just time-wise, but the amount of time he was upside down on his hands?
Well, it is, but it is pretty bold. But at the same time, if he feels like he's got the power, it's just a balancing issue. He doesn't feel like he's in any kind of trouble. I think it's smart.
Both Krennikov and Agidius breaking up the muscle-ups here in the final round of 9. Now in this round, there's only one handstand walk. Once you complete the 54 single leg squats, you go straight to the finish line. And Krennikov will be the first one out of this race to go for the 5th and final handstand obstacle walk.
But the previous heat was a lot faster.
Absolutely, that a minute 10 seconds away, the top time unofficially of 8:35 for Mitchell Adams. You go to BKG with 8:42, then you got some time until the 3rd fastest time. Krennikov flirting with that outside line on the lane. He'll hang in there though, complete the first half of this handstand obstacle walk as Agidius will be able to take his first shot. Wow, Krennikov, the composure to keep going on that.
I don't know where he gets it. I don't know where he gets it.
And he starts on the 54 single leg squats. They'll move that chest piece every 9 reps.
And Mitchell Adams was talking about now it's just 54 pistols for time. And it's really what it is, but there's a lot of fatigue and you can't really stress yourself through it. Especially like this, even though the Roman is so far ahead, he really doesn't have time to get no reps.
And Krennikov picking up the pace as he tries to hold off the man on the left side of the screen, your new 2nd place athlete, Adrian Mundweiler. These are 2 athletes in the top 3 in the point standings.
And you see a slightly different technique. So Roman's leg is fully extended way out ahead of him. Adrian Mundweiler has got a little bit more of a bent leg. Now both of them work. It's just what you feel more comfortable with. I would prefer a slightly shorter lever.
Agidius finding himself in 3rd place. Lucas Hochberg not far behind him as those 2 race for 3rd. There's Hochberg on the far left side of the screen, but Roman Krennikov is closing in on the final 9 reps. It won't be an event win, as that's the only thing he's yet to do this weekend. A 2nd in event number 1, a 3rd in event number 2, 1st place at the end of day number 1, and he will very likely be 1st place at the end of event number 3. The star-making weekend of Roman Krennikov continues.
And Adrian Mundweiler is about to finish up. Right here, he's only got about 9 reps left to go. But Frederick Agidius has picked up his pace a lot at the same time as Mundweiler has kind of come down a little bit off the pace. And chasing Frederick Agidius, you've got Lucas Högberg, and he's going fast.
Agidius tried, but Mundweiler was able to hold him off. There's just barely not enough time for Agidius. He'll wind up 3rd in the heat. Hochberg will be just behind him as he's about to cross the line in 4th with this one final rep. So 4 of the athletes in, 3 of them in the top 5, 3 of them in the top 3 in the point standings. Agidius will be the big point winner here as he came into this event in 8th.
And it just speaks volumes of what we saw in the previous heat. These are amazing athletes by all accounts. But Mitchell Adams and Björkman put on a clinic.
So as we speak of the point implications and the positiveness of it for Agidius, this is closing out round 1 for Sigurður Thrustarsson, who entered this event 4th in the point standings, just 14 points clear of PD Savage in 6th, and Thrustarsson and Savage are both bringing up the rear of the field here in this heat.
And it's the handstand walk that has kind of gotten them in trouble, both of them in trouble. It's the balance, and the more attempts they do, the more fatigued the shoulders get as well. And that's when it gets really, really challenging for them to keep on moving.
So Savage, we saw him complete the handstand walk. That is to get to the 45 single leg squats. And while those 2 are in trouble, it could be good things for Kevin Winkins, who sits 10th in the point standings entering today. as he was 28 points behind 5th after the first 2 events. He's next in line to be our finisher. In fact, he's the only one working on that set of 54 at the moment with everybody left on the field. So he has 9 reps remaining. Check back in on Thrusterson, continuing to fail on the handstand walk obstacle course. And this could be the end of the line for Thrusterson because, you're expected as Winkins comes in 5th here in the heat, but you're expected to have that one bad event normally. Most of the time that happens, but a catastrophic event here for Thrusterson.
It really is, and I'm imagining that Siegel probably isn't super happy with that. He's made it up the stairs a couple of times, but as soon as the incline starts, his balance comes off a little bit, and he falls to the side. And I'm sorry to see it. I would have liked him to do a lot better on the event. He did say himself yesterday, though, that he wasn't expecting great things out of this event.
Crowd getting behind everybody as Thrusterson will get 1/2 of that handstand obstacle walk. With 15 seconds remaining, doesn't look like he'll get through that whole first round. So while Thrusterson is going to slide down the leaderboard significantly, the man that will stay at the top of the leaderboard is this one, Roman Krennikov. We got to be honest, we don't know a whole lot about him because he hasn't been doing this that long, but he has been impressive this weekend.
He has had a stellar outing this weekend, and I mean, he just continued his shape and his performance from yesterday. He continued that today, doing great on the handstand walk. Then when he moved on to the pistols, he kept a great pace, and on the rings there were absolutely no problems whatsoever, stringing together all his reps unbroken, taking his time, and look at the pace on these pistols. He knew that he wanted to go fast, but he did so by being consistent rather than going out for a sprint. And there you have it. That was as much of a sprint as he did.
Roman Krennikov, your heat winner, is with Nikki Brazier.
So this was a very technical event. Lots of gymnastics, and those pistols are a difficult movement. You haven't been doing this very long, just 2 years. What in your background helped prepare you for these events?
Это событие было с технической точки зрения очень сложным. Выходы на кольцах, пистолетики. Ты занимаешься кроссфитом всего 2 года. Что помогло тебе подготовиться к этому заданию?
Ну, я думаю, что мне помогло именно мои ребята с Брус Стрэндж, с которыми я тренируюсь, именно Андриан Конвей. Очень много дают гимнастики, очень много навыка. Я думаю, это их заслуга.
So his teammates from Brute Range and his coach, he's programming for him lots of gymnastics, and that helped him win this event.
Great job, thank you.
Thank you.
So it is a 3rd consecutive top 3 for Krennikov as 2nd, 3rd, and 3rd unofficially here. We don't have the official results on this event. As we indicated earlier, the line was close. Some people were reaching their foot over. The timer was catching that line. So we do have some issues that we're going to work out there, but we will get those official results as soon as we can. But unofficially, a 3rd place finish for that man and a 2nd career event win for Mitchell Adams, the first of those for him since 2015 in event number 6. So Mitchell Adams will take the event. Unofficially, BKG in 2nd, Krennikov in 3rd, as Krennikov might be the first Russian to make the games. We'll see how that plays out, but first, we got to go to the women's side of event number 3 next.